into retaking Bagram, does that require boots on the ground?
We'll see what happens with Bagram. We're talking to Afghanistan. It should have never been given up. It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. There was no reason to give it up. I was leaving Afghanistan. I was the one that got it down to 5,000 soldiers, but we were going to keep Bagram, the airbase. I said it yesterday, and we had an incredible trip, as you know, to UK, and I said it during the press conference. It's one of the most powerful runways ever built in terms of weight, length, and load, what it could take, and we just gave it up for nothing. We gave it up for nothing. There was no reason to give it up. We weren't going to leave Bagram.
In the shadow of jagged mountain peaks that have long defied foreign conquerors, a familiar spectre has risen once more over the rugged plains of eastern Afghanistan. President Donald Trump, the 79-year-old architect of America's turbulent withdrawal from this war-torn nation 4 years prior, has unleashed a verbal thunderbolt aimed squarely at the Taliban regime now holding sway in Kabul. His demand? The swift return of Bagram Airbase, the sprawling fortress that once symbolized US might in the global war on terror. His warning? Defiance will invite bad things. The drama unfolded late last week, mere days after Trump's state visit to the United Kingdom, where he first floated the provocative idea of reclaiming the base.
They just went through the Afghanistan total disaster for no reason whatsoever. We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. And we're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons.
On Saturday, in a characteristically bombastic post on his Truth Social platform, Trump declared, "If Afghanistan doesn't give Bagram Air Base back to those that built it, the United States of America, bad things are going to happen." The all-caps missive, echoing the brash rhetoric of his first term, sent ripples through diplomatic circles and ignited a firestorm of speculation in Washington and beyond. Trump's fixation on Bagram is no fleeting whim. For years, the president has mused publicly about reacquiring strategic assets lost or ceded during his tenure, from the Panama Canal to the icy expanses of Greenland. Bagram, however, holds a singular grip on his imagination. Perched just 40 miles north of Kabul in Parwan province, the base spans some 30 square miles, boasting dual runways capable of handling the heaviest bombers and a labyrinth of hangars, barracks, and detention facilities. It served as the nerve center for US and NATO operations from 2001, when American forces toppled the Taliban in retaliation for the 9/11 attacks that claimed nearly 3,000 lives. At its peak, Bagram teamed with over 40,000 troops, its skies a ceaseless hum of F-16 and Black Hawks prosecuting the endless campaign against insurgents. The base's abandonment in July 2021, under the terms of Trump's own Doha Accord with the Taliban, marked a chaotic coda to 2 decades of conflict. US commanders departed under cover of night, leaving behind an estimated $85 billion in military equipment and a power vacuum that accelerated the Afghan government's collapse. Within weeks, Taliban fighters overran the capital, their white flags. On Sunday, Fasihuddin Fitrat, Chief of Staff for the Ministry of Defense, dismissed any notion of negotiation in comments broadcast by state media. Recently, some people have said that they have entered negotiations with Afghanistan for taking back Bagram Airbase, Fitrat stated coolly. A deal over even an inch of Afghanistan's soil is not possible. We don't need it. His words, delivered amid the austere trappings of a Kabul press room, underscored the regime's ironclad sovereignty claim. A sovereignty forged in the fires of America's longest war. The Taliban, now 4 years into governance, views Bagram not merely as infrastructure, but as a trophy of victory, a symbol of their resilience against the Great Satan. Behind closed doors in Langley and the Pentagon, current and former US officials whisper of the perils ahead. Reoccupying Bagram, they caution, could swiftly devolve into a quagmire reminiscent of the 2001 invasion. Securing the perimeter alone might demand over 10,000 troops, fortified by advanced air defences to counter drone swarms and rocket attacks. The base's isolation, flanked by hostile terrain, renders it a sitting duck for asymmetric threats. ISIS Khorasan operatives, who claimed responsibility for the 2021 Kabul airport bombing, lurk in the shadows, while al-Qaeda remnants simmer in the tribal Badlands. Even a negotiated handover, experts warn, would invite escalation from Iran, whose hypersonic missiles demonstrated